What's good, everybody? Kyle Krieger here. Welcome back to Value Adds Value on a Wednesday morning. Just want to jump on and put down a few thoughts and um, just kind of continue to do the work of putting out the podcast and talking a little bit about what we got going on. So, um, what I want to talk about a little bit today is something that's been going on or something I've been thinking about more recently, and it's um, being prepared versus being adaptable. Now, I'm a person that generally likes to fly by the seat of my pants. I like to plan things as I go. I have a hard time seeing structure. And it seems like every time I get a lot of structure going, I wind up changing it. But on the other hand, I always wonder if I'm wasting time by not having structure and just waiting for myself to figure things out. Twice now already in the first few weeks, I've had lessons planned that when I got towards them, it didn't make sense and I changed and things have been good, but it always takes me more time. And I'm wondering just if I should be spending more time planning and thinking about my plan. Because for me, planning is, usually a short amount of time just shotgunning things together and figuring it out and going. But I think if I spent more time working on the plan, whether it's plans for my classroom or plans for LED or the podcast or our book or whatever it might be, that I could stick to. I really struggle to um, stay on a plan. Um, I have these disciplines. I should just say I struggle with discipline. I struggle to do the same things over and over, and I always seem to let things get in the way. I think that's one of the problems I have, and maybe it's not even a conversation about planning versus being adaptable. Maybe it's about distraction. I think that's a big part of the problems I have is that I'm very easily distracted. And some of the things I'm distracted with when I'm on campus are things I really got to deal with, and some of them are things I don't. Um, when I'm at home, distraction usually winds up being something around my house that seems pressing, but maybe wouldn't be. But then I have to weigh that like, do I want to wait and have to do it later? No, that'll probably frustrate my wife that I didn't take care of something that I could have taken care of. So it's just that situation of thinking about the prep versus the adaptability. But even now, I'm sitting here asking myself if that's really the problem. I know I struggle with distraction. I know I struggle with being flighty. I know I struggle with staying on track. Um, I will say I've done better with my health. Um, I've been doing better about getting up early, getting some workout in at least 5 days a week. And my wife and I have been doing better, especially limiting the evening sweets. I've gotten to the point where I don't need that sugar rush or, something right before bed. And I feel like it's making a difference. But, when it comes to my students, especially, I feel like if I just kick myself and I keep going round and around my head of asking myself, am I not doing the best I can for my kids because I'm not planning? Or is this just the best version of who I am and this is how I best operate and I should dig into that? I find myself asking, am I trying to be someone I'm not? Um, and to me, like really being a planner and an organized person is something that I'm not. But I think it's also a point where if I did more of that, I could be more of who I wanted to be. Um, I'm trying to get into routines. I'm trying to do better in my classroom, and I'm trying to make some of the things I do with my kids predictable. But um, all in all, I just have felt like I I'm just reflective right now, and I'm asking myself a lot of these bigger questions, and even thinking about something like, "Am I losing time? Is it better to prep or be adaptable?" Especially in regards to the projects that we're working on that I want to get out, and the options I want to give myself down the road. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better, but I'm asking myself, which direction do I need to get better in? And like most things, especially when I'm doing a podcast, I find myself with more questions and answers. So I guess the thing I'm really leaving myself with in this podcast and you is, am I getting better in the right direction? I was reading a book by Rob Bell, and he talked about how people climb ladders, but they climb the ladder before they realize what building it's on. And I just am thinking about that with myself a lot of, am I climbing the right ladder and am I doing the right things? And especially when it comes to my teaching, I'm asking myself, am I being the person I want to be? Am I being genuinely myself? Am I not trying to be someone else? Because I think that's the most important thing for me this year. So a few ramblings, a few musings, and, just the questions I'm asking myself. I'm never going to be someone who plans out 3 weeks in advance. I'm never going to be someone who writes out a script and sticks to it. That's just not who I am. And I think a part of that is what I teach and what I want to teach is so ingrained with me that I don't need a script. Um, but I want to be better with my discipline. I think that's the place I need to continue to grow. But one thing I find myself doing, whether I'm at school or working at home, is just jumping into things before I even think about what I should be jumping into, and doing things that, before I've even thought about whether I should be doing it or what I want to be doing. So um, I think the questions I'm going to ask myself going forward from this are, um, am I becoming better in the right direction? And am I being the person that I should be, the person that I am, and not trying to conform or trying to be what I think I should be? So hope everybody has a great week. If you don't follow us, we're at Value Adds Value on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Medium. And you can find us on um, Twitter at it's Kyle Krieger and at it's.will.law.iii. Hope you're having a great week. We'll talk soon.